Look at your hand. Do you see a clear M traced across your palm's lines, or the gentle curve of a crescent moon hidden there? If you do, even if it seemed accidental until now, this message is for you. It's no accident you've arrived here today. Those subtle marks carry meaning. They point to a life that's deeper, more intense, and more mysterious than most. They hint at challenges you've felt but never quite understood, and at gifts waiting to be claimed. 1. Ancient wisdom meets modern discovery. Since the earliest days, some cultures noticed that certain palm lines seemed to carry spiritual weight. Buddhist monks spoke of thin veil bearers, souls who walk close to the edge of the invisible world, seeing beyond ordinary eyes. Today, scientists intrigued by the mind-body connection are beginning to wonder whether our hands really do whisper secrets about our deeper selves. These distinctive shapes, the well-formed letter M or that soft crescent, show up in only about 4% of all palms, 4 in 100. If you have one of these signs, you belong to a quiet, powerful few. It doesn't lock you into a fixed destiny, but it does point to untapped potential, sharper intuition, heightened sensitivity, a direct line to something greater than daily routine. 2. A life tested by what truly matters. People with these marks often find that the small trials others face feel inconsequential. Instead, their tests come at a soul level: love that burns bright and then vanishes, friendships that betray, careers that suffocate. These aren't punishments. They are rites of passage, challenges chosen to stretch you beyond comfort. Think back on your own story. Perhaps you've borne the sting of a broken marriage, or poured your heart into a friendship only to watch it crumble. Maybe your closest circle failed you. A parent who couldn't love fully, a child who drifted, a sibling who judged. And yet, through every shattered expectation, you kept going. You rose again, even when your heart was raw. That resilience isn't coincidence. It's proof that within you lies a strength forged across lifetimes. 3. Recognizing the patterns. You came to heal. Since childhood, you likely sensed you didn't quite fit. Hollow laughter in crowded rooms felt jarring. Surface-level small talk left you restless. You craved meaning, connection, something real beneath the noise. This restless yearning drove you to search, through books, prayers, quiet meditations. Even if you didn't have a name for it, your soul was seeking spirituality, true belonging. Notice the recurring themes in your life, the same kind of heartbreak, the same inner battles, the same lessons left half-learned. These patterns aren't random. They are precisely the cycles you came here to break. Each painful loop was a mirror, reflecting wounds you were meant to heal, not just for yourself, but for your family lineage and the larger collective. 4. Awakening to your mission. Carrying the M or crescent isn't about status or fame. It's about awakening. Your mission could be as simple as inspiring someone with quiet kindness, or as grand as healing through your words. No one else can fulfill it exactly as you can, because it comes from the unique imprint of your soul's journey. True awakening often strikes in the heart of chaos. You might hit a point when everything falls apart: health scares, financial collapse, loss of trust. In that crucible, you scream, "Why me?" But the real question is, why not me? You were chosen for this path because you can carry its weight and transform it into wisdom. Awakening isn't a one-time flash, it's a process. First, the shock of pain, then the fierce determination to grow. Finally, the quiet peace of living in alignment with your inner truth. When you begin to act from that place, choosing courage over comfort, compassion over resentment, the universe rearranges itself. Doors you thought closed swing open, right people appear, and the burdens that once weighed you down lose their grip. 5. Signs you've crossed a threshold. You may sense a shift. Decisions become clearer, your inner voice more insistent. You find yourself saying no to obligations that dim your spirit, and yes to moments of stillness that feed your soul. Money flows differently, not necessarily in abundance, but in sufficiency. Relationships transform. Those who drain you drift away. Those who uplift you draw near. If you've ever noticed a sudden easing where persistent worries lifted or a once difficult journey turned surprisingly smooth, you may have already completed a major chapter of your mission. That relief isn't luck, it's the reward of realignment. If you haven't felt that shift yet, don't worry. It simply means your work is ongoing. The right wake-up calls await, a conversation that brings clarity, a silence that reveals your deepest longing, a moment of synchronicity that reminds you life is speaking directly to you. 6. Living as a beacon, quietly and powerfully. Once you truly awaken, life doesn't necessarily become easy. You still face trials, but you face them differently, with perspective, faith, and grace. You learn that your scars are more than wounds, they are maps, guiding you toward compassion and purpose. Your mission becomes less about action and more about presence. In silent decisions, choosing honesty over hiding, self-care over overgiving, you practice the transformation the world so desperately needs. You don't have to shout your story from rooftops. The power of your mission lies in living it. Someone watching you recover with dignity after a betrayal, find joy amid loss, or speak softly yet truthfully, could feel permission to begin their own awakening. 7. The invitation to choose yourself. If the feeling of restlessness still nags at you, it's your soul saying, it's time. Ask yourself, what am I repeating? Which relationships feel like old echoes of past mistakes? What fears hold me back from saying enough? Start small. Perhaps it's setting a boundary with someone who drains your energy. Perhaps it's forgiving a version of yourself that you've judged too harshly. Perhaps it's allowing yourself the quiet of unstructured time each day. These choices, sometimes painful, always honest, break the cycles that have kept you tethered. When you choose your truth over convenience, you honor the symbol in your palm. You tell the world that your life is not random. You aren't here by chance. You are a living testament to evolution, resilience, and the power of conscious choice. 8. Beyond this life, toward a higher plane. One final truth. Feeding your mission here on Earth prepares you for the next stage. Many who awaken glimpse another realm in dreams, synchronicities, or moments of profound peace. You may feel homesick for a place you haven't physically known. That sense of belonging beyond this body points to a continuation of your journey, one where suffering fades and wisdom shines. For now, remain grounded. Fulfill your assignments here. Teach through example, heal through presence, inspire through authenticity. And when your time comes, you will cross that threshold with lightness and the quiet knowledge that you carried your mission to completion. If this message resonated with you, leave a like and subscribe. Tell me where you're watching from in the comments. I want to know how far this call has traveled. Share this with someone who bears these signs, someone whose soul longs for this reminder. Because all it takes is one spark of recognition to wake an entire tribe of awakened hearts. Remember, the M and the crescent moon you carry are not just palm lines. They are signatures of your soul's journey, signs that you have come too far to stay asleep. The world needs your unique light now more than ever. Let the awakening begin.